What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. Look at that gun. Look at what I'm holding. I used to absolutely adore this thing. That is a Dark Winter with the gems skin. And the Dark Winter, well, the talent anyway, has had a change. Well, Dark Winter's probably had a change as well, let's face it. But let's just have a quick look at what's gone on with the Dark Winter. So, Perfect Killer now grants us 90% critical hit damage, which is pretty wild. The gun itself is now at 1200 RPM. If you look at the Ouroboros at 1375, it's not a bad shout. And when we equal them out at 26 expertise, which is what I had to do because my Ouroboros was 26, I had to bring my Dark Winter up because I stopped using my Dark Winter in favor of the Ouroboros. We get a little bit more damage, but we've obviously got a slight loss in RPM. So the question is this thing any good? We've got it at 59 crit chance, 169% critical hit damage, which would rock out at what, 259% critical hit damage when we get Killer going. And the thing about Killer, right, and I used to say this a lot when I used to recommend running the Dark Winter, is killing enemy with a critical hit grants 90% critical hit damage for 10 seconds, right? Oh, hang on. Did that not used to be a trigger variant? Like it would only trigger on a certain amount of times? Did they change that? Hang on. Hang on. Let's just go and have a very quick look. I thought it was like 50% chance to trigger or something. Because that's just on kill, so that's every time now. Library. SMGs. Talents. Killer. Killing enemy with a critical hit. Ah, yes. Okay. Of course. That's what I mean. So killing enemy with a critical hit grants 70% critical hit damage. So regular killer's pretty good, right? And then here we've got killing enemy with a critical hit. Yes, all right, that's what I mean with the critical hit. So you've got to, do a critical hit. But you would think, well, we've got 60% crit chance. How often does that really trigger? And then you've got 10 seconds, right? Well, I'll show you how often it triggers, right? So look at the right-hand side of the gun. Boom, it triggered, right? And if it kill again, boom, it refreshed it. Kill again, boom, it refreshed it again. Boom, it refreshed it again. It's very rare it is ever down. And even if you don't get it like there, I've got it now. So by, the 10 seconds is really generous. And if I just do some, let's just get these on some bigger, some harder difficulty. Obviously, you can see I've got Hunter's Fury on. I'm just gonna, it's hard to kill from this distance with an SMG, but let's just bear with it. You can see that when we're actually hitting, we're hitting for some nice numbers nowadays, right? Once again, let's go back over to this elite dude who's much closer. He's not an elite. Let's make him an elite. So we're hitting for like just shy of a mil, right? And that's once we get Hunter's Fury start stacking up. One more kill, Hunter's Fury is going to stack it to the top. There it is. And then we're going to see pretty much 1.2 mil, right? Which is very nice, right? And then if we flip over to the Ouroboros, which obviously is a faster rate of fire, but it's significantly less damage, right? But obviously it does have that faster rate of fire. So there is that to think about. And the Ouroboros still has the advantage of the extra 5 in the mag. But let's just see how the Dark Winter feels now. And I have a funny feeling it's going to feel pretty nice. As of kind of Project Resolve, it got put in the bin. I've got a funny feeling now this is going to feel really nice. And obviously the chatterbox looks really good this patch as well. But we're looking at this really for like a high-end alternative. And I'm kind of running, all red max. I would probably run Bloodsucker with this build, to be perfectly honest. If I was going to run it, in the live game, rather than, running the shield with Vigilance, I'd probably put on Banshee Pulse and then go Bloodsucker and then just, run wild. I really just kind of want to see how fast we really delete things, right? It feels really nice. But obviously Hunter's Fury's really good.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound. They're moving south.
Good. And look, as you saw at the bottom there, we kept vigilance because of the shield. Everything was maxed out by the time we got to the end. So we were taking full advantage of everything that we've got on. How did he manage to not get disrupted? Did he just shout Woosa on the way out? I mean, it's wild, actually. Dark Winter's back, baby. So if you put expertise into one and they clapped it, get it out. Rude. Friendly down. Ooh, 1.1 mil. Yeah, so what was happening in the range actually happens out and about when you're playing it, you know, and that's not often the case. And we didn't have the shield out, so we weren't quite pumping the damage. And but we are pumping the damage. Yeah, it's wild. It's really, really nice. Looks someone's still alive. Let's switch the Ouroboros for this last kill. Lost all stacks though now. What's up, brother?
All clear.
In the Ouroboros is still really good. It's not as good as what it was, but it's still really, really good. Still a solid choice. Chatterbox, still a solid choice. But if you need yourself a high end, it's definitely back. It's definitely back, baby, and I like it a lot. If you want to see what I was running stat-wise with it, 59 crit chance, 169 critical hit damage, which is really, really nice. And then if we flip over to the gun itself, you can see I'm running it with damage to target out of cover, crit chance, the extra rounds. So this is one thing to point out. This grip now, the firewall grip, the firewall underbarrel is now 15% critical hit damage. So there is an advantage to running firewall. Obviously you get the damage from the shield, the striker shield. So that's something for you to think about when you're putting the build together if you don't want to run gunner, you know. So there is some swings and roundabouts there. They've buffed that now from 10, I believe, to 15. So there's an extra 5% critical hit damage there for free. And then critical hit chance on the bottom. You can see that's the reason why I was running firewall. I did want to point that out, that this tactical short grip now is down 15% critical hit damage. Then on the mask, just crit chance, crit damage, and this is just basically building to 60, well, the 59% crit chance. So weapon damage, crit damage. On the knees, weapon damage, crit damage. Holster, weapon damage, crit damage. And then the chest piece, the Sokolov chest piece, because obviously we get 10% critical hit damage, and we're just building for max damage with obliterate, crit chance, crit damage. And a group hub backpack with weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage along the bottom with vigilance. But I mean, yeah, there's lots of options to change this and, you know, go with whatever Trevor, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, that winter looking really, 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 really nice. That's going to be it for the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. I'm off to make another video, shock, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.